Hey guys, and welcome to this week's episode of D3Live. So today we're going to be talking about StarCraft 2. Now of course, StarCraft 2 Wings of Liberty has come out fairly recently, and it has really been a fantastic success of a game. Now personally, I've played it a lot, and really I think Blizzard did just a great job with it. I mean, it's a really in-depth game. You know, there's so much on the multiplayer. I mean, you know, you're just look at past versions of StarCraft. You know, the multiplayer has gone for years and years and years. I think that StarCraft 2 has made a lot of key improvements, you know, to keep it going, keep it really nice and fresh. But of course, the main campaign was really great in my opinion. You know, all the cinematics were great. There was a lot of variation. I mean, it wasn't a lot of games like StarCraft kind of get into the same sort of like, you know, build a base, defend, build a base, attack. It, you know, kind of gets into really, you know, narrow sort of missions. However, Wings of Liberty really didn't follow any of that. I mean, just was great varieties, you know. So really, I think Wings of Liberty was a fantastic game. Of course, though, guys, StarCraft 2 is a trilogy, and that doesn't really make any sense. But basically, there are going to be 3 versions of StarCraft 2, not 3, 4, and 5. But basically, of course, there's StarCraft 2 Wings of Liberty, which actually is I've got right here. It's just the standard one. It does follow the Terran campaign. However, there are actually going to be 2 more. So the first one that will be coming out is going to be StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm. Now this is actually going to follow the Zerg, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of this, but I'll go ahead and just recap if you haven't. Basically, it's going to go ahead and follow Kerrigan and the Zerg through all of, you know, whatever the campaign and all that kind of stuff. So basically today I'm going to be talking a little bit about that, and also kind of my thoughts and my opinions, as well as want to get some of your guys' feedback on what we think Blizzard should incorporate in the next StarCraft 2. So, of course, the next one is going to be focused on the Zerg, on Kerrigan, which I think is going to be pretty interesting because, you know, usually, you know, obviously we've been following, you know, the story and everything of the Terran, so kind of to move over it's going to be pretty interesting. But some of the things I'd like to see is definitely, you know, more variety, more units, and a really solid story. So as far as the multiplayer goes, because obviously that's probably one of the biggest things about StarCraft 2, now I think Blizzard has done a great job so far. They've had a lot of really interesting, you know, unit types. You know, the Galaxy Map Editor is just insane. I think it's going to take a long time to really for people to fully use it. But I'd really like to see some more unit variety. Now, not to say anything against StarCraft 2 already. There are so many units for all 3 races. I mean, it's a really great metagame. However, I think that there's a lot that they could improve on. You know, I mean, if you just take a look, if you play through Wings of Liberty, just take a look. I mean, for all races, there are quite a few different really cool units that you don't get to see in the multiplayer. So just taking some of the, for example, like mercenaries, I think that's a really cool thing that could really be useful in the multiplayer. And then there are a lot of just units that just got the cut, you know. And the same goes true for both Zerg and Protoss as well. So I'm not looking forward to them adding some new units while still keeping it very balanced and fair, which is something Blizzard really knows how to do well. Now, continuing on with that, I really want them to make sure that it doesn't. I don't want it to be, you know, like a short little story or anything like that. I mean, really, Wings of Liberty was a fantastic for an RTS. It was a fantastic story. You know, the cinematics were really just amazing looking, especially the ones that were pre-rendered. I mean, those were really great. I'd love to see them do more of that. You know, let us really just draw us into the story of what all's going on with the Zerg. You know, keep it interesting, fresh, and of course, just go ahead and, you know, where they keep the cinematics, then do a mission that really fills it out. Because a lot of the time, you know, it's really easy to go, well, you know, we're just going ahead and let you fill in the blanks yourself. But Blizzard does a great job of making it a very cinematic experience, make it really like a movie. So, I absolutely hope that they won't skimp on that or anything like that, which I'm sure they won't. But you know, now some of the other things is that people have kind of been not 100% sure, I don't even know if Blizzard has fully decided yet, whether it's actually going to be an expansion pack or it's going to be going ahead and just be a full standalone game. Now, to be honest, for me, I don't really care so much either way. Obviously, an expansion pack would be kind of nice because most of the people who, by then, because it will be out in a little while, will obviously have you know, the standard StarCraft 2, and you know, it's not going to be a big deal to, you know, save some money and buy the expansion pack. However, on the other hand, you know, maybe not everybody has it, and you can go ahead and just buy the full game. So, really, to be honest, I don't really care either way, as long as they really do keep the story up, keep all the great elements. They don't, you know, try to just make an expansion pack and just, add like 5 missions or something really small, which I'm sure, like I said, guys, Blizzard, they're not going to do that. Their StarCraft 2 is so huge, they're going to really do it right. So guys, as far as when we can expect Heart of the Swarm, it's really hard to say. Really, Blizzard has just now started on it. They've probably been working on it for only a few months, really hardcore. So, knowing Blizzard, it'll probably be out in the next 7 to 8 years. Well, okay, probably not. It'll probably be out here in, maybe the next year or two. But guys, that actually comes down to probably the most important part of this video. What are you guys looking for in the next version of StarCraft? Obviously, Blizzard, they're just starting working on this, and I guarantee you that they are looking around, trying to figure out, well, what does everybody think? So, guys, absolutely feel free to leave in the comment section below. What do you think? What are you looking forward to? What do you think they can improve on? What do you think that they need to stay away from? Definitely leave all your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Okay, so for the second segment of D3 Live, I'll be taking live questions. So we do have a lot of people in here on Blog TV all watching it live, so I'm going to go ahead and take some questions, kind of answer it, and just kind of hang out a little bit. Is StarCraft 2 focusing on all the races? I thought they would make separate games for each race. That's actually a good question. Now, each one, yes, you're right, there are going to be 3 StarCraft 2 games. Obviously, Wings of Liberty, which focuses on the Terran, it's already out. There's going to be Heart of the Swarm as well as the Protoss. So there are going to be 3 different ones. However, each one will have each race. So for example, you go ahead and you buy Wings of Liberty today. Now, while the campaign focuses on the Terran, and the multiplayer you can play as any of the 3 races. And I expect with each one of the next 2 expansion packs / sequels, whatever you want to call it, with each one of those there actually will be, additions, more units, obviously a campaign that focuses on each race. But in each game, you can go ahead and in the multiplayer and everything, you can go ahead and play as all races. Why do I like my Game Boy so much? Well, it's kind of a long story, but basically I like Game Boys a lot. This was like some of my first consoles, so I kind of collect them a little bit. But StarCraft collectors or regular version for a first-time StarCrafter. To be honest, probably the regular. Now, some of the collector's edition, there's a lot of cool stuff. But to be honest, if you're just getting into StarCraft, if you never played it before, or you're not really a hardcore StarCraft fan, I'd probably just go with the standard. That's what I bought. Now, I don't really know. The collector's edition just really didn't seem all that special to me. I just like to play the game. But I'd probably just go with the standard one. It's just kind of a personal preference. But it is recommended playing StarCraft 1 before StarCraft 2. Yeah, do you actually, yes and no, I guess. Yes, actually, you probably should, especially because you can go ahead and get StarCraft, Brood War, as well as I believe there's I think it's called the Battle Chest, don't quote me on that, but you can go ahead and pick it up with the original StarCraft as well as strategy guides for like $10 on Amazon. Now, I recommend definitely go do so, because obviously it's very, very cheap, should run on pretty much any computer, especially if you're already playing StarCraft 2. However, if for whatever reason you don't want to do that, if you want to spend that much money, or you don't feel like it, you can go ahead and jump straight into StarCraft 2. You won't understand everything, but Blizzard did a really good job of filling you in as you go. There's lots of flashbacks. There's lots of well done storytelling. So while you might as well to go ahead and just buy the first one just because it's so cheap, if you don't, you're really not missing out on that much. You'll be able to get the grasp of the story pretty quickly. Will I buy the PSP Go? No, I've had a PSP before. The PSP Go really just kind of didn't. It just didn't really go with me just because you don't have the UMD and digital downloads. Well, I don't mind digital downloads. Right now, I'd rather have something physical, just because it's a lot easier. You can go ahead and you can buy used stuff. You can do a lot more today, so I'm not really too much into the the digital downloads. But that's just kind of my opinion right now. Kinect versus PlayStation Move. That's a good question. Obviously, I actually have done a video a few months back talking a little bit about it. But of course, PlayStation Move has just come out. Kinect should be coming out here fairly shortly. Basically, the short of it, I'm not a huge fan of pretty much any of the motion controls. I do have a Wii, and obviously, everyone's played the Wiimote and all that kind of the motion controls for a while. Now, I haven't been able to play either PlayStation Move or Kinect yet. So I really can't say 100% about any of them. But from what I've seen, what I've heard, I'm not really all that impressed. I just don't know if it's worth spending all my money. But I might just go ahead and just have to try out them, just to give you guys some videos and stuff. So you might want to watch out for that. But I'm not really all that impressed, I guess. StarCraft or World of Warcraft, two totally different games, both equally dangerous. But I play StarCraft. I don't touch World of Warcraft. Not really my kind of thing, but I definitely do love StarCraft quite a bit. What is the minimum requirements of StarCraft 2? Now, for that, I don't know off the top of my head. You can go ahead and just look it up, like maybe Google it or something. I will say, though, that they're pretty low. For example, I'm able to play StarCraft 2 on lower settings, but I'm able to play StarCraft 2 with a Core i3 laptop with the integrated graphics, and it runs pretty much just fine. So, really, if I can do it with integrated graphics, if you have any kind of decent computer at all, you should be able to play StarCraft 2. So, well, go ahead and check, the minimum requirements, because obviously you don't want to pay $60 for a game and not be able to use it. But most of you should be able to play it as long as you just don't have like a really old laptop or something. But anyway, guys, that's it for this episode of D3 Live. I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you did, feel free to subscribe. I do lots more video game, technology content, all that kind of stuff on a very, very regular basis. In addition to doing D3 Live, where you can go ahead and watch me live on Blog TV every Saturday. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching.